public speaking or a public presentation. These are certain those topics which almost everyone wants to learn. Even most of us want to be an expert in this. But in reality, if I would say, there is no one who is extremely perfect in this. So now the question is, how can we learn it? Do we have to learn it or we have to develop it? If we are thinking that in a single day we can learn all these skills, so that is not possible. So what we have to do then? If we really want to learn these skills, then we have to learn how to develop it. And we can develop it only if we will be working on it. So guys, I am Suman Bhatt and today I am going to tell you certain 5 basic tips if you will be working on, so you can make your presentation 99% more effective, and that I guarantee you. So let's start with the 5 points on which we have to work on. The very first point is your contents. No matter how beautiful, charming personality and well dressed up you are, you're ultimately going to create a worst impression if you're not prepared with your contents. So if you're standing anywhere and you're not prepared with your contents, so that's going to spoil your entire preparation. And if you're thinking that your muscles and your beauty is going to compensate it, then you are mistaken. So always make sure that whenever you're going for presenting something, you are well prepared with your contents. You should know how you're going to start it, what all things you're going to include, and ultimately how you're going to close it. And if you find problem in this, I would suggest you to note it down somewhere and practice as much as you can. Because every time you will be doing a practice, every time you will be making yourself more positive. Rather than focusing on your looks and your personality, if you're going for presentation, always focus on your contents. So this is the role of your contents in your presentation. The next point is your eye contact. Whenever you're standing for presenting something, or if you're standing in a meeting for a presentation, always make sure that your eyes are on the every corner of the hall rather than focusing a single direction. Always look at the people while addressing audience of any size. You must be thinking that why I'm telling you to make eye contact. I'll tell you the reason behind it. But if I'm making eye contact with you, I must be sounding you more authoritative, believable, and obviously confident too. And if I'm sounding you more confident, so I would be having better chances of convincing you. In our entire body, our eye is the only part which shows our confidence. And trust me, this is the most powerful means of communication which directly connects the speaker with the audience. And if you will be getting connected with your audience, you will be having 90% more chances of convincing them. And if they will be getting convinced, so obviously your purpose is fulfilled. So this is the role of your eye contact. The third important point is your smile. No matter whatever the situation and circumstances you're going through in your life, always learn to smile. Especially when you're standing here and a lot of people are looking at you. Your smile is going to give a smile to the public who are looking at you. By your steady face and your tears, you will be getting a sympathy of the people. And here you are standing, not for getting sympathy of anyone, even for gaining confidence and trust of the public and your audience. So this is the role of your smile. I'll tell you one more the reason behind it. Whenever we look at someone who smiles, we get the positive vibes. And who don't want to get the positive vibes? It is ultimately a positive energy which is going to pass on from you to your audience. So this is the role of your smile. Don't forget to smile when you're standing here. The fourth important point is voice modulation. If you're speaking without voice modulation, your speech is going to be very flat and boring too. And if your speech is going to be boring, you will not be able to catch attention of your audience. And a speaker always stands because he only expects attention of the audience. So rather than focusing on a monotonous speech, always focus on a voice modulation. You should know when you have to raise it and when you have to put it down. Not only this, you should know whatever word you're using and whatever sentence you're saying, it should be clear enough and audible enough so that the person who's listening can easily understand it. But always try to focus on a word which carries the importance and take a pause if it is required. For example, I'm telling you the importance of GST. What if I would say the same sentence like, what is the importance of GST? By doing this, you will be making it more clear and your audience is going to pay attention on a word where it is required. So this is the importance of voice modulation in your speech. Last but not the least is your facial expressions and your gesture. Because we are the human beings and we can express what we feel. If we talk about gestures and facial expressions, so these are equally important in a speech like a voice modulation and eye contact. These are those tools which actually going to enhance the beauty of your words. And by your expressions and your gestures, whatever you're delivering, your audience will be understanding it in a better way. So rather than using just only your mouth, always focus equally in your facial expressions and your gestures too. And let it flow with the words and see then how beautiful your speech is going to be. So guys, this was all about from my side the 5 basic points in which if you will be working, you can make your presentation better. Thank you so much for listening and watching my video. All the best.